The ratters are evolving. Nowadays we know this sort of thing is clearly not legitimate. And Security Sloth makes it pretty clear to us that we shouldn't go out downloading dodgy mods. As more and more people become aware, maybe it's through stories that they've heard from friends, or maybe past experiences, the harder it is for those people trying to steal your account to actually do it. If we look at evolution in the past, this used to be us, or something similar, but now we're all functioning human beings. Some say this could also be translated into ratters. There used to be scum who steal from children, and now there's still scum who steal from children. But I guess now just a little bit more innovative in the theft. Now, you might be one of those people who thinks, oh, I'll never get ratted. I'm very careful, I know what a rat looks like, I know what's happening, you know, I'm aware. If someone's trying to rat me, I'm gonna know. But the thing is it's usually those people who get ratted, and I'm being serious. Even people who have been playing the game for years can still fall victim to something that doesn't seem like it's really anything malicious. See, the reality is there are people out there that are going to try and steal your account. A lot of them as well. And it's not usually by force, it's usually by deception and maybe gaining your trust, so you think they're never going to rat me. And quite obviously at that point, they've got you exactly where they want you. Now, it's no secret that on Skyblock, certain people get targeted when something dodgy is going on. For instance, players who attempt auction house scams whereby they, I don't know, list a few items for really cheap and list one item really expensive, but look similar to the cheap items in terms of the value. Those sort of people will probably go to something like a populated hub and search for players with a relatively low level and a relatively high purse. Now, I'm using Badlion right now, and if I press tab, I can see all the Badlion users in the lobby. So for instance, if I was trying to do something malicious and that something malicious basically needed or revolved around the person who I'm doing something malicious to, having Badlion, of course I'm able to see that. So I'm going to target those people. And that's pretty much exactly what we see in this interesting situation today. Before we get into it, make sure to use code NITROS if you plan on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, get yourself 5% off. Also, subscribe to the channel, we're aiming for 100k before the end of the year, you can help us get there. Also, you should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of this video. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so maybe if you need a carry or you want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Anyway, I received this particular message explaining the whole situation. Of course, when he says he, this is referring to the ratter. He asked if anyone could help him with a problem with LunaClient, offering 10 mil to anyone that could help him. He then added me in Discord and started a call. I wish to be a little bit private, so I muted my mic and talked through Discord, and he means by, like, typing. He said he was having problems launching and claimed that he had already tried deleting the files and reinstalling, and then showed me how he could not delete the settings folder because it was open. He then asked if I could share my screen to show me where to find the very same folder. I didn't share my screen for privacy reasons and sent screenshots instead. He led me to the folder and I compressed it and sent it to him, being none the wiser that it would cause me to lose everything. He quickly afterward ended the call and gave me the 10 mil. I went AFK, came back to an empty inventory, e-chest storage, place chest, many messages from my friend saying, I think you've been ratted, change your password. And many missing minions, example tier 12 melon. My friend also took a screenshot of the ratter on my account saying explicit things that I will list below along with screenshots of our conversation. I'm not sure at the moment, but what I believe happened is that the ratter gained my login or session ID from the settings folder that he directly put into his launcher files, allowing him to backdoor access my account without my password. Now, something that isn't exactly clear from this explanation and from everything else that I've looked at is whether or not the ratter and the person who got ratted actually had a relationship before, or whether this was just simply a random message in a lobby. Now, if this is just a random person that you found in a lobby, then I'd always probably recommend to stay away from this, because regardless of how innocent it may seem, you know, looking through your files and kind of sending them files, it just is a recipe for a bit of a disaster. However, I feel like there's probably maybe a lot of people out there that would take the time out of the day to try to help somebody and then essentially be punished for the good deed, which is just not right. Because regardless of if the ratter had a relationship with the person who they ratted or not, at the end of the day, the person that they ratted is still trying to help them in this situation, which is just really sad because, you know, they've ended up getting ratted. I have been sent screenshots of the Discord conversation between our friend who got ratted, unfortunately, and the ratter themselves, when they were actually, well, when the rat was basically taking place, and it essentially just confirms what we've already heard. The ratter was basically just directing him towards the file that he needed, and then when he got it, it was basically like, send it, and that's pretty much it. all I'd say is you've got to be careful, and I really do thank the person who sent me this information and this story for, you know, sharing the story with everyone, because at least this means that if somebody tries this in the future on somebody else, then they might think, oh, well, I know this is actually a rat, so I'm not going to do it. But there's many, many, many more ways that the ratters have started finding to fool people into giving them their accounts. Let's take a look at a few. Someone ratted someone, and then they could rat others via the friends list of the victim. I don't know how. Yeah, I couldn't really shed any light on that either. That, yeah, just, yeah, interesting. I don't know if anyone can shed any light on that. Maybe we need more information, but that's interesting. E-girl scam. Okay, Steve, what have you been falling for? Please let me know. But sure, I guess somebody pretending to be somebody who they're not, so I guess you gain the trust of the person they're trying to rat. I'm clutching at straws. They would use a guild to get people on their Discord and try to verify their account on it, just to have their account ransacked in the morning. That makes sense, yeah. Verifying Discord is a big problem. One of my friends, by a fake Badline profile, had the extension and everything. We still don't know how. Yeah, maybe it's something similar to what we saw with the Luna client situation, with game files. Other than that, your guess is as good as mine, really. Guessing your session ID from your Luna client settings file, and I think that's exactly what happened before. And in the almighty wisdom of funny Boom Boom Cat, he decided to summarise pretty much everything that was inputted when I asked the question. So, suspicious mods, Discord scams, suspicious links, Spotify. I guess that's probably to do with a link, something to do with a modified link. Asking for help, and then asking for account info to help. I mean, yeah, that's just giving them their account details. Through rat victims' friends lists, somehow, through guild chat, through Luna client profile files, and yeah, it is crazy. There's so many ways. Just watch out. So the sad thing is that we're essentially in a situation, us Skyblock players, where it's really, really, really difficult to know what is legitimate and what isn't. What potentially could rat you and what can't. It's a risk to click pretty much anything. I mean, that's the reality. It's really sad that we're in a situation where it's got to that point, but that's the reality. And I guess that's probably just down to, I mean, there's always, okay, ratting isn't just a Skyblock thing, of course. Ratting is prominent across pretty much every game that you could possibly think of. I just think it's really, really prominent in something like Skyblock because you can transfer items from profile to profile. People can then, there's a whole black market for selling items and coins, so then people can make real-life money off ratting your profile. There's such a huge presence within Discord of pretty much every Skyblock player that it gets to a point where it's really easy to rat people through Discord. Majority of things, or majority of ways that you're going to get ratted, in some way related to Discord, if not all of them. Whether it's just receiving a message that you click on, whether it's like we saw there, you know, screen share through Discord, it's just crazy. Don't get me wrong, Discord is a great thing, it's a great tool, and, you know, it'd be really strange not to have something like that. But when you trace a lot of these situations down to the actual roots when people have been ratted, 95% of them will be through Discord, in some capacity. But I guess all I can really say is just make sure that you try your best, and do everything that you possibly can to keep your account safe. And yeah, that's all you can really do. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.